7, 1995. After 2 failed attempts, it would be third time lucky for Jacques Chirac, finally elected president. Barely days into the job, he ordered French soldiers deployed on a UN mission in Bosnia to ignore passive rules of engagement and fire back at Serb soldiers. It was a momentous decision that would change the nature of peacekeeping operations in the years to come. Chirac relished his new role on the world stage. He made more than 200 trips abroad during his 12 years in office and never shied away from taking a stand, like in 2002, when he called for countries to step up and save the environment at a conference in Johannesburg.
Our house is burning, and we're looking elsewhere.
Nous regardons ailleurs.
But he's perhaps most remembered for his opposition to the Iraq War.
War is always an admission of failure.
In domestic policy, he made his mark by boosting France's secular laws and its duty to remember the past. He set aside a day for commemorating the slave trade and became the first French head of state to admit France's role in the deportation of Jews under the Vichy regime.
These bleak hours will forever tarnish our history. They are an insult to our past and to our traditions.
But Chirac would have less success with his program of reforms. He managed to put an end to military service, but all too often he was forced to backpedal. First of all, in 1995, when barely months after taking office, a wave of protests forced Alain Juppé's government to shelve plans to reform France's retirement and welfare systems. In 2006, he abandoned plans to create a new type of work contract for young people after thousands of students took to the streets. He also faced a backlash from France's impoverished city suburbs when 2 teenagers were electrocuted in Clichy-sous-Bois in 2005. The rioting lasted 3 weeks. France's political animal was also responsible for big political miscalculations. He dissolved the National Assembly in 1997, calling fresh legislative elections, a move he hoped would boost his majority. But he got the opposite, a socialist government, and the beginning of an uneasy period of power sharing. His project to shorten presidential terms from 7 to 5 years was approved by voters, but close to 70% of eligible voters didn't cast their ballots. But he knew how to bounce back when it counted most. In particular in 2002, when he was swept to a second term in office with 82% of the vote against the far-right's Jean-Marie Le Pen.
Tonight, let's celebrate the Republic.
In 2005, with the end of his presidency on the horizon, he suffered a stroke. His thoughts began turning to his political legacy. He had a museum built, dedicated to artwork from far-flung continents, a passion that Chirac kept hidden until late in his life. Inaugurated in 2006, 10 years later, the museum was officially named after the man who inspired its construction.